Sir, as we know that interview stage has the highest success ratio.
The opportunity given to the candidate for selling himself in the best way. How best you can sell yourself.
So, what should be the right strategy the interviewing candidate should keep in mind?
That how your academic qualification will be useful to this organization. And what is the role of this post for which I am going?
Job profile is very
Profile.
कि सर अगर मैं हिंदी में इंटरव्यू दूंगा तो शायद मेरे सिलेक्शन के चांसेस कम हो जाएंगे. Hello everyone, warm welcome to Regulatory Bodies YouTube channel by Testbook. As we know that in all the regulatory body exams, interview is the most important stage of your examination. And the most important part is this is the stage where we don't know what to prepare and how to prepare. That is the reason we call it as the unknown stage. In order to identify the right path you must follow in order to clear your interview part, we have with us our honorable guest, Mr. O.P. Aggarwal sir, ex-CGM RBI, and he will be discussing all the insights, all the nitty-gritties related to the interview stage so that you can not only clear this, but you score really very well in this particular stage to start your journey with one of the regulatory bodies in the country. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Sir, as we know that interview stage has the highest success ratio.
Yeah.
1/3 of the candidates selected are finally joining as the
Right.
officers in the organization. But there is, I would say, beneath the sky, anything can be asked in the interview itself.
That's right.
Unlike phase 2 as well as phase 1, where we have defined syllabus, or I can say we have the reference to the previous year questions. Interview is always a new stage
Quite
for everyone. So, what should be the right strategy the interviewing candidate should keep in mind before he or she start the preparation? Obviously, we will be discussing in detail what they should prepare, but in the first go, what should be in their mind that how they should prepare for interview or how they should start preparing for the interview stage?
The topic is very important and significant in a way because after clearing a big hurdle, that is qualifying a written exam, you have to face a small hurdle, but that is very important hurdle. So how to go about that? In my opinion, in fact, interview is the opportunity given to the candidate for selling himself in the best way.
Yes.
How best you can sell yourself. That is, how you can tell the board that I am this, I am that, I possess this, I possess that. So the opportunity is in your hand. They do not have any defined syllabus. Syllabus, in fact, rather you are giving to them through your biodata.
Yes.
So most of the starting is from your biodata. Biodata means who you are, from where you are, what is your background of academic background, what is your experience if you have worked already in some organization, what are your hobbies. These details you are giving in your biodata. And from there only they are picking up. And that is the starting point of it. So as you know, for anything, for best selling, the 50% is taken care of if you are giving them your syllabus.
Yes.
So your syllabus is what you are, where from you are, what is your background. So first point in my opinion is you should prepare your biodata in a serious way. It is not just anything you write. You write where you are more confident, where you want that the board should ask the question to you, or where you want to take the board. So that is coming from your biodata.
Okay.
So one is biodata. Then while selling yourself, biodata is one. Your appearance is the next. Means how you look like, how you dress. Okay, what are your gestures? Whether you will be in a position to maintain your eye contact, etc. So these things you should take care of that. The third important thing is that wherever you are going for interview for that organization, you should know a bit about that organization. You should not just go because you have qualified the written examination. That is not end in itself. You should know what this organization is, what they are doing, why they are doing, how old they are, okay, what is their constitution, what is their board like, what is the hierarchy in that organization, and what will be the role, the post for which you are going for the interview. What is the role of this post? So that unless you know that, you will not be having confidence in you. To generate confidence, to imbibe confidence, and to make yourself as a suitable candidate, these things will be helping you to build confidence. So there is a need to know about the organization, there is a need to know about the post, there is a need to know about your background, just to update on that. That if suppose you are from a rural area, is there some important thing which is important, significant from that area? You should know about that. If you have written some hobbies, you should know some important developments in that area. Suppose you are interested in badminton, then who is the national champion, whether which trophy we have won, what the game has taken place recently, internationally or nationally. So these things, if you know it, that they will be giving me more confidence on that.
So the way we initiated this discussion, you identified a point, that is biodata,
Yeah.
which is the most important segment, and according to you, that should be the first step towards your interview preparation. So generally, when we involve in different types of mock interviews, as well as if I share my personal experience when I appeared for the regulatory bodies and other interviews, before I go for the interview, how important is to fill that biodata form, I would say, in a very precise manner? Because generally we feel students, they come up with irrelevant data, especially related to their extracurricular activities, or maybe related to the extra prizes or awards they have received. And third is the hobbies. So what should be the precise content they need to mention in these three columns?
Yeah. See, as I said earlier, because your biodata is the beginning for the interview.
Yes.
And in that, the opportunity is given to you to fill. And whatever you are filling, it is taken for granted, it is right. So they are not questioning on the whatsoever you have written. So choice is now, when it comes to you, you should write or you should give the best information. Best in the sense where you are confident to deal with. You may have played 3 different games, but you are not very confident about 2. But on one game you are very, very much interested. You know the detail of it, national, international, etc. So there is no need to mention all 3 games. You mention only one, which is giving you more confidence. So that way, likewise, whenever you are telling about the organization you have worked with, suppose your experience part. So then the organization where you were quite comfortable, and the job you have handled which is more comfortable to you, you know ins and out of that. So that if you mention is better instead of mentioning 3-4.
Yes.
So only mention those things where you feel confident, because question will be picked up from your biodata.
थोड़ा सा सर इसमें अगर मैं आपकी चीज़ों में कुछ ऐड करूं with your permission, obviously. When we talk about hobbies, I used to come up with the context कि hobby basically is related to passion.
Yeah.
और अगर आपका passion कुछ ऐसा नहीं है, तो it's better to come up with the answer कि in my free time I like to do this, ताकि अगर questions आए और अगर आप आंसर ना कर पाए, you are still in a safe zone कि it's okay. You do this in your when you are free, but your passion is to get into the job or to start your career.
Correct.
Sir, as you mentioned the entire structure of the interview, we can classify, or I would say we can divide interview structure into 3 categories. The first one is, as you mentioned, that is your biodata. That is HR round, we say, or we call it as know yourself. So beside this part, when they have come up with their introduction, they have learned about their district, their state, the organizational role in their district, then the other details which we just discussed. Beyond this, the next question, or I would say the next segment, is related to the organization. But generally, in between these 2 questionnaires, there is a very important question, that why you want to join this organization. Or maybe if you are an engineer, then why you are trying to change your field. or what is the agenda that with which you want to join the regulatory bodies? Because regulatory bodies, they are inviting the candidates who are graduate
That's it.
and they come from different discipline. So what should be the appropriate approach to this most important question?
Very well asked this question, because see, the interviewer, they want to find out from you that how relevant you will be for the organization, or how useful you will be with the organization. Now there are again three issues could be there. One is that you are a direct from the college. Okay, after having degree, you have appeared for the written examination and you have qualified and you are for the interview.
Yes.
So in that case, the simple question to you will be that how your academic qualification will be useful to this organization. So you should be ready for that. If suppose you are with a commerce background, so you are going for a financial organization, so naturally you can link yourself.
Yes.
Now suppose you are with a arts background, BA or MA history, something like that, then how it will be relevant? Then you have to find a answer to that, because this will be relevant question for them. That instead of a BCom pass student or having some financial background, so why they should choose a person who is having a MA history qualification? So then you have to establish that this is a academic qualification that shows that I am well ready for doing higher studies. So higher study means to know more things, to interpret the things, to present the things. These are the things which will be useful in my organization. Now third thing is that if suppose you are with a technical background, you are an engineer, you are IT, and we are finding that now most of the candidates are with this background. They come to financial area. So how you will be useful to finance area? Say, reply could be again in 2-3 ways. One is, sir, qualification is technical. I am technically qualified. I am an engineer from chemical or from electronics or electrical, whatever may be. But while doing my degree, I have learnt how to make use of the resources, how to make best use of the resources, how to make best use of time, how to make presentation, how to collect information. All these things I have learned during my academic qualification, and this will be directly useful in my work environment also. So that way my having qualification technical side will be useful to the organization. Secondly, now because every organization is using more of technology, more of computerization, more of IT, so definitely my academic background will be directly useful to that. So that way we have to get ready. And again, one important point is because time is very limited in the interview. So you do not have much time to think over and then reply. So most of these questions you should prepare before going for the interview, and your answer should be on your tips, so that you do not spend much time on that. The number of questions are asked in the interview and you reply positively, more marks you get. If less number of questions are asked because of you have spent more time in replying one, then perhaps the number will be little less on that.
So before we move on to the second phase, that is the organizational information, there is one more question which is not relevant to all. That is, if a candidate is working in an organization or in the past he or she has an experience. That experience could be related to the financial sector or it could be non-financial sector. So 2-3 ways examiner wants to know from the candidate. First, if you are earning really very well, then why you want to join RBI. Second is, you are growing at a very high pace in your own field, why you want to switch. Third is, if you are already settled in your job and that too, it is not relevant to the current regulatory body designation, then how they have to justify themselves at this particular point.
So what happens in the biodata, there is already field whether you have past experience,
Yes.
or are you working with some other organization? So once that question comes, that you are already working or you have worked, so then the question will be coming from that, why you are coming from there to here. So means again, reply could be situation based. One is that is a junior post and you are coming to a senior post.
Yes.
This one, you are getting less remuneration, and here you are getting more. This could be. But if suppose there are equivalent type of the job, and opportunities in that job is also equally good, so then you have to be ready for this answer, that why you are coming to this.
Yes.
And it could be that now, for that purpose, if you know this organization little more, that will be helpful. Whether it is a regulatory, whether it is a supervisory, whether this is a all India based, it is a local based, whether this is a one in India, or there are number of there. Suppose the commercial banks, there are number of banks are there. If you are coming to Reserve Bank, it is one only. So your being with a one organization which is one only in India, perhaps your own esteem goes up, your own respect goes up. That I am with the organization which is one in India.
Yes.
So instead of the organization type which are many, so that way that is good. So you have to find out, and you should be ready for that purpose. Third thing could be that this organization is more close to people, or it's having a more policy related role, or it is having a more international role to play. So then from that angle also you can think that your previous organization and this organization, how they differ. So you, before coming for the interview, it is better you prepare a comparative chart. That what are the plus points in the previous one, what are the plus points in the new one, and pick up 2-3 points for that, because you should be ready for replying to this question.
Yes. From your reply only, sir, many times we witness in our mock interviews that students who are preparing for UPSC
Yeah.
from past few years, now they are applying for these regulatory bodies exam because they are equivalent to the
That's right.
UPSC offerings, I would say, in all the terms, broadly speaking. For them, what should be the appropriate answer to justify those gap years if they are, because they were preparing for UPSC examination?
See, in my opinion, preparing for a competitive examination, it is not a waste of time.
Yes.
You are devoting time on upskilling yourself.
Yes.
In a way, while preparing for competition, you are reading a lot. You are discussing, you are interacting with the people, you are updating yourself. So, in my opinion, you are a good case for me. If a candidate who is already in touch with the current affairs, with the developments, national, international, and he is preparing for competitive examination, it is not that one is stuck up only one for one organization. Now he has qualified my examination, so he is suitable for me.
Yes.
As far as the written exam is concerned. Now in the interview, let's check whether he will be useful to the organization. So during interview, they want to see whether you have wasted your time while preparing for competitive examination, or you have really updated yourself. If they find that you have updated, you are better equipped, I think you will be a good case. And I think the final thing in this case, I will like to say that the board is not interested that we want to kill your future scope. Board is not interested that if we are finding you are suitable for my organization, come. And subsequently, suppose you do better here also and you prepare for the higher job also, you are free to go. We do not want to block anyone for that. But point remains that if you, after joining or after coming to the organization, you just start preparing for the other organization without concentrating on the job profile, that is not a good thing. That you should seem to be that you will concentrate on your job. And if the time permits and everything is okay, perhaps I may devote time to prepare for.
I hope this answer is going to give a big relief, especially to the UPSC aspirants. Now, sir, when I'm going for a regulatory body, grade A or grade B interview, I have the entire organization to study,
Yeah.
which is tough. And I think for a graduate or maybe postgraduate, we as a student don't know the entire nitty gritties of that organization.
That's it.
So, what specifically we should focus when we are going for a regulatory body or for that matter, any other organizational interview?
See, basically, when I am going for an interview for an organization, the board expectation is that I am not just raw for this organization.
Yes.
That I have studied something, I know something. More detail I will come to know when I join thing.
Yes.
But at least while coming for an interview, I have prepared myself to know the broad things of it. And that is what they want to test it. So how I can go about the organization where you are going for interview? Now information dearth is not there.
Yes.
Through internet you have all the information. That now suppose for RBI. What is the RBI doing? How RBI was constituted? What is the act applying to RBI? What are the major functions of RBI? Okay. Then what are the departments of RBI? And what is the role of this post for which I am going?
Job profile is very
Profile.
important.
So that way, if you understand these things in broad terms, that you know something about the organization.
Yes.
Then, of course, while appearing for the written examination also, there may be some question relevant to that organization. You have replied to that. Now is that how to prepare for that organization? So the best thing for every organization is the annual report.
Yes.
Annual report will give you what this organization has been doing, what they have done during the current year, and what they will be doing for the future. So 3 things you will come to know. And that gives me the total perspective of the organization.
Yes.
Secondly, that the chapters are devoted on important departments of that organization. So what this department does, what they have done during the year, what is expected in the next year. Okay, what are their targets are there. So you will come to know broad functions of that department-wise functions also. Third thing, you will come to know about the annual balance sheet of that organization. Where from funds come, where funds have gone, what is the profit or loss if there is a loss. Okay, and comparative position.
Yes.
And then means what is the change from the last year?
Yes.
Whether it has gone up, whether it has gone down. If it has gone up, why it has gone up. If it has gone down, why it has gone. So if you come to know about that, then you know the finances. You know about their future target. You know their current performance. You know about their departments. And you know about their relevance.
Yes.
So these things you know from annual report. Second thing, that every organization has some publications.
Yes.
There may be some monthly publication, quarterly, half-yearly, annual, periodical publications are there. I think some of the important publications should be gone through.
Okay.
So they will also be giving some detail about that. Then there could be some lecture series. Okay, so there could be some special task force reports may be there on that. So if you have to go through that to know more about this organization. Still there may be some areas you may not understand fully.
Yes.
Okay, but broad things you know. And if suppose more intricate questions are asked, sir, if I am given a chance to be with the organization, I will learn all these things.
Yes.
So that way you could be that you are open to learning.
Yes.
So that you will be showing. So annual report is the best thing.
Yes.
Then there are publications. Then there are some special reports are there. So those should be gone through. And more important is what is the organization, what are their objects, okay, vision,
Yes.
then departments, then hierarchy, then financial status of the organization, then finally contribution of this organization to the national exchequer.
Yes.
What is they are contributing to the national budget. So those things I think if one goes through, then at least if questions are not asked on these areas, it will generate confidence in you
Yes.
that I know about this organization, where I am going.
Yes.
I'm not just a ra.
Yes.
That
That means reading about the organization, and that too, the way, as you mentioned, is going to help the candidate in a way that confidence reflection. And
That's right.
secondly, uh, in my opinion, I would like to add, sir, when you read about an organization, even if the question is not asked
Yeah.
from that particular area,
Yeah.
and when you're sitting in front of the interviewer, you know who the one is who is asking the question, what actually he is doing in the organization.
That's
So
right.
that will give you that respect as well as honor,
Yeah. Yeah.
and you know the way of communication and representing yourself.
That's right.
And lastly, as you said, sir, we should read a lot, and that much of reading should be reflected in the answers. It's obvious that you won't be able to answer all the questions, which is not possible.
That's right. That's
But
right.
the reflection should be there that
Yeah.
yes, you have prepared really very
And
well.
they don't expect that you should know
Yes.
everything of it,
Yes.
because this is a sort of a conversation.
Yes.
So something you know, something you do not know.
Yes.
But when you do not know, you should not bluff. You should not try to say something which you are not confident or you do not know. Simply say, I do not know, sir. I will update myself.
Yes.
So that way, better you read, better you equip yourself. And if still you do not know, that's not a big issue. Only that the how you tackle with the question which you do not know.
Yes.
You should not bluff. You should not go on replying here and there and without beating about the bush. That should not happen.
If we move on to the last question, and I would say the most important question, which is disturbing most of the candidates. Generally, sir, candidates, they appear in the examination in English language as their medium for phase 1 and phase 2. But in the third phase, that is interview stage, they get a choice, English or Hindi. और मैंने ये बहुत बार फील भी किया, स्टूडेंट्स का फीडबैक भी ये है कि सर अगर मैं हिंदी में इंटरव्यू दूंगा तो शायद मेरे सिलेक्शन के चांसेस कम हो जाएंगे. What is your take on this?
I think this is a wrong notion
Yes.
to begin with, because choice has been given to you. It is not compulsion.
Yes.
It is a choice has been given. Means they also know that though you have appeared through English, but still you may like to interview in Hindi.
Yes.
So when a choice is given to you and you opt for Hindi or whatever may be the language, then there is no question that if you choose this language, impression will be this way or that way. There is nothing like that. If you are confident in Hindi, interview can be in Hindi. In fact, they will like that people who speak better in regional languages or in national languages. So I think there is no difference in that, in the mind of the interviewers.
Yes.
So I think we should get rid of this notion. And our important point is that wherever I can speak better, let me choose it.
So I think, sir, the stage which we call as unknown stage is going to be known to most of the candidates who are going to watch this video, and they are going to make best use of it. So thank you so much for your time, sir. I'm glad and I feel myself lucky always to be with you and to get the insights on different aspects of the examination.
Thank you very much, and I wish all the best to all the candidates, prospective candidates.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. So I guess, guys, you must have watched the entire video, and now interview stage is something which is not going to hamper your selection. Rather, it is going to support your selection. It will help you to clear your examination in the very first attempt itself. So please be ready with the interview stage, and remember, this is not the toughest, but something which was not unknown, which was not known till date, but now you can manage it pretty well. Thank you so much for joining. We'll watch you. We'll catch you in the upcoming sessions to go. Thank you.